So welcome everyone. Thank you for taking the time. I will start with a small presentation about about the topic of the day, um, and then we will have some time for some questions. Let me share a presentation. Yes, we can move. Yeah, so the reason we're doing those presentation is to explain a little bit how our bot's working and why are we not always taking a position, exit position, or why are we not, how we structure the different strategies with the different bots. Definitely in those kind of days where the market is really volatile, it's very good to show and explain what we do. And we are not always perfect, but we have a strategy that we are using, and I hope you at least you will understand that. As a start, why are we doing what we're doing? So the crypto market is very volatile. Um, uh, the last couple of days were a great example. All of a sudden, Mt. Gox is going to sell 9 billion worth Bitcoin, and the German government is selling Bitcoin, and there's a lot of things going around with all those rumors and things that everyone, whatever. So nothing new. It's always been like that, but people don't feel very comfortable to trade on their own, to be in this crypto market on their own. It's also complex, so you need to understand technology. What does it mean? How is tokenization looks like, etc. And when people are already trading, they used to trade emotionally, so they either don't have the right knowledge, don't have the right time, and they always enter, or not always, but sometimes they enter in the right moment and they exit in the right moment, or very emotionally, getting panics, etc., etc. So we developed that platform that you can partially do your own stuff. You can partially choose one of the strategies that we'll manage, and it's flexible. It's offer different type of choice, but still the user is always in control. And it's always his or her wallet, and they always can exclude their coins or trade themselves, or stop for a while, or pause, or whatever. It's up to them. So and we have strategies with different themes. If you only want to focus on Bitcoin, only the top three on the crypto mix, and meme coin, etc. etc. So just to manage expectation, right now we don't engage in day trading, but this might change. So we are right now working on a bot that is very promising, that will help us to allocate a portion of the strategy into day trading. And if that works, it will be really, really great, because that will replace one of the bot type that I will show you. We're not perfect, so bots are not perfect. Sometimes they take the wrong decision. Sometimes they trade with stop loss. Sometimes they don't exit on time, etc., etc. But we are not always exit all position during corrections. And I think the last couple of days, a good example. Also, in every funds we have portion of hodl position. We have a portion of long terms bots that trading with a very wide stop loss, and we have a portion of bots that if they enter fast bots based on volume, I will show it to you, and they will exit the market initially. A little bit about the platform. The underlying, we actually have underlying 4 different platforms. On the left hand side, that's where we generate the bots, and we have different bot types and the engineers. We have one engineer who's almost dedicated to creating new bots and testing them, etc. And then we're using deep learning modules, AI modules, in order to optimize those the parameters that in the bots for a specific coin. And if we get a good coin and a promising coin on back data testing and the forward data testing and actual, and they fit one of our strategies, and they seems to be doing better than any other bots that in the strategy already, then we add that into the FUD manager. The fund manager is there is a collection of bots that in the strategy, in the different strategies actually. And once there is the bots decide to either buy or sell an order, then it will send out a signal to the trade manager, and the trade executive manager is the one that is managing a wallet. That's where the API keys are stored. That's where the technology of the limit orders has been implemented and deployed. So we can always almost assure that we do every trade in limit orders and not in market orders with slippage. And once that is done, then we also show the information on the dashboard which you have access to. When we talk about the different strategies, so we start with coins. We select the coins based on fundamental analysis, and that has been done for years. So we have a very consistent approach of how we do select the coins. We usually look at the ecosystem of the coin itself, at how many users, whether there's a growth in users, the revenue that this platform or layer or whatever is making. The product roadmap and the current product, the promising about what's going to be and what we think in the future will be this product and the team. And of course, we look at tokenomics, very important these days, where a lot of VCs are coming up with tokens and dumping them on retailer. And in smaller exchange, and Bitvavo is not a very big exchange, we also look at liquidity when we want to trade some coins, especially smaller coins in the world. And then once we choose the coins we want to select, we're looking at the bots, and there are different bot types, but we're guided by three principles. We're looking at the max drawdown. This is one thing, variables that for us is important. So we will always want to generate bots with minimum risk, and that means the lower maximum drawdown. Of course, gain, and we have one indicators that look at the gain of the bots versus the hodl, and it doesn't mean that we always can do more than the hodl. That's not the reality, but at least we want to see that the deviation is not too big. And we're also looking at the trade and number of trades, because trading a lot doesn't mean that you make more money. And I'm not talking about day trading. If you have the right means to do day trading, it's a different story. But when we are doing more long-term approach, then we don't want to trade too much because it just costs too much money. So we always look at the number of trades per month. A little bit of how we generate the bots. We have different types of bots, and we choose that engineers are making them. And we then generate them, as I said, using deep learning modules. Once they are coming, we are assessing them, and if there are some promising, then we curate them as the ones that we want to look at, and then we start following the real actual performance of the bots. And after a few months, with the meme coins, it was faster because we don't have a lot of history from the meme coins. But with others, we're waiting a few months and see how this bot is performing. It's performing well. We have a committee of 3 people that decide whether this bot will add into a funds or not. And yeah. So let's talk about 3 bot types. We do have more, and as I said, we're working now on some new bots, which are very exciting. But let's talk a little bit about what we have today and that we usually deploy in the strategies. The deep discovery bots is maybe our most smartest bot, most intelligent bot. And one of the things it does really well, he identifies the bottom. Okay, so he identified the bottoms, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to go lower, but it's usually very good in identifying the area of the bottom. And we just had in Gascon, for example, we had 2 bots that enter Solana, and both of them are different time frame on this specific bot type, and both of them, one of them just trade twice a year, and both of them have identified that those are the right price levels to enter a position. And it remains to be seen if it's correct. It's can be wrong, of course. I mean, we don't know if there's some fraud or if there's something happening Solana or someone is dumping. So of course, but if you look at the historical patterns and the flow in terms of trading, the volume that comes in, then usually this bot is very good in identifying the bottom. There are some improvements we're doing right now on also optimizing the take profit, because it doesn't always stay enough in position, and after 30 or 40% he will sometimes take the exit position. In a crypto sometimes it's not good enough. That's why we have other bots. I just want to say the stop loss is very wide on that, so during correction we really give this bot the time to take a position, and even if there's going to be 10 or 50% lower level than what it was, then it's still probably likely to be in position. Not always, but that depends again on the historical patterns of these bots. Yeah, so this is the Solana one that just entered. It was a week ago, so now the price is a little bit lower. I think it entered in 143, and now it's 129, 130. It was already 121 today, so it's now picking up. There's some FUD around some stuff with Solana, and of course the market is going down. But this is one of the bots that took a position. This is another bot. It's a Trend Rider. This is not a bot that right now took a position. But it's also not in Gascon. I think it's in Duroc. And this is it's a simpler bot that is looking for confirmation of the trend, and do it by moving averages, by cross moving averages. And then we have some coins when it's a very good fit for that. As Solana is one of them. We also have Stack. It's another one that took recently a position on that. It can do a very long trade. Also, as I just showed just now, the stop loss, it's the purple line. It's also very wide, so it doesn't mean that it doesn't hit the stop loss. So you see on 15th of April when Iran attacked Israel and there was a big correction, then it took a exit position at some stage. But it's not usually something that we see very often, although with crypto you never know. And then we have the volume one, and the volume one is a faster bots that take fast positions. It makes also losing trades, but he always know to identify and to make sure that we catch the rebound. That you can see on February 24th that he enter a position. That's the L. That's the when he enter a position and a close. But this bot has some improvement to do, because I personally think it takes too many loose trades, and we are now working on an advanced for that. And as I said, there are a couple of approaches that we're looking at. One of the approaches to do a portion of the fast trades to move it to day trading, and then very quick trades start making some 1 or 2% per day. So that's right now the test that the engineers are working on. But this is not the case here. Those are the volume surge bots that we are deploying in some strategies. And as you see, the purple line here shows that the stop loss is really tight. So this is an example of, for example, Phantom. So we have a bunch of bots that were generated, and we look at the backend testa, we look at the forward testa. As I said, we compare the gain versus the hodl, we compare the maximum drawdown, we compare the number of trades they do, we look at the number of trades, when was this bots was generated, and so how many months it's already doing an actual, and then at some stage we added to the best bots in our eyes, we added to the strategy. And this is an example for a few weeks ago for how the strategies are looking behind the scene. You can see the coins that was in Duroc Bitravo a few months ago. And then you can see the ones that are in position, and you see the ones who are waiting to enter a position on the bottom. For example, Injective and Link and Arbitrum back then were in not in position. We have also a portion of few coins that we put on other position. And some coins that are a little bit smaller that we don't want to trade too much in Bitvavo because of liquidity issues. They've been suffering a lot in this correction. One of the reasons that the rock hasn't been performed as well, but it's not a very big percentage of those, and we just keep them until they go back to the normal to the pricing, make some profit, and then we'll take exit position. That's Berkshire. Berkshire in Bitvavo. Berkshire is an index strategy. Doesn't do so much always on long, and once a month it's rebalance.